Hello, everybody. It's the Saints man, the small van driver on the CX. It's Saturday the 19th, and this is a week in the life off beginning on Monday the 14th. It's 1:45 on a Saturday. It's all quiet in the house because the wife's just took the grandchildren out to some kids thing. You know, I don't know where, but it's going to be quiet for a couple of hours. So I thought I'd get this done. I've been swimming with them this morning. Quick catch up. My back is still not brilliant. In fact, yeah, it was pretty poor this morning, but been swimming with the grandkids. Not so much swimming, just walking up and down, generally loosening it. And we've got a jacuzzi on our park where we've got our indoor swimming pool, which costs us 50p for the locker. And that's for all of us. So, two grandkids had a whale of a time. And I'm going to be doing it again tomorrow to see if it helps as well. But hey, enough for my ill health. Starting Monday, I'd already got a job booked in from Corby to Brighton. Booked it in Friday. I like to get a job booked in early. If you get a good job booked in early, you got it in the bag, then it's a start in it. I started at 7:15. I didn't pick up until 8:30 in Corby, but it's a good distance at that time of the day to get to. But it's good money, and we did that job. And then I got to Brighton, which can be a bit of a funny area. Um, it was right near the where Brighton play football. I can't think of the name of the place, but right near their new ground, it's just down the road. At a hospital, private hospital. So we did that, and then I did get a job quite quickly, I suppose. Really, I got a job from Crawley to North London, and it was taking four boxes. They was publishing stuff, media, not very heavy, and it was going to a media company in North London near Tottenham Hotspur football ground. Got good money. In fact, I got good enough money on them two jobs to be able to drive home from North London, which is only 60 mile. And I weren't tramping again this week. I've decided, you'll see by the title of this video, consistent week, which it was. I was doing virtually the same every week, and I did that job to North London. I was looking for another job. Um, Nothing going my way. If someone had gone to Milton Keynes or to Leicester or to Northampton, been brilliant, but didn't happen. So I just trundled home, and I was home by 5. I did 10-hour day and made good money over target. So started off. When I got home, I checked the feed for Tuesday, and I managed to get a job booked in. And it was an early start. It was a 6 o'clock start, picking out in Northampton, 3 drops, Cambridge, Chelmsford, Bluewater. I've done this job a few times, and easy pickup. There was 9 boxes, 3 for each, and I dropped in Bluewater over Dartford Bridge, and it was pretty easy because I knew where the deliveries were. They're all to retail, all into city. Well, the first two city centres, third one obviously Bluewater shopping, which if anyone's been, it sits right down in a valley just by the side of the A2, something like that. Anyway, thought I was going to have a nice breakfast because there's a really nice eating mall in the Bluewater. That didn't happen because a job was done there, Dartford to North London again. And this time it was sheets of paper in a big paper that goes in for posters, and it was 5 packs of them. Going from a paper company in Dartford, going to a residential address in the end. Although it was a company, he was running his printing out of his home. Illegally or legally, I don't care. But I got well paid for that. London, you charge a lot more in London. I was charging over £2 a mile. In fact, it was well over £2 a mile, and you get it. It's all about time. Went under the Blackwall Tunnel, so I didn't have to come back over the Dart Bridge. It was the quickest route, and got that job done. And again, it was North London, Wood Green. So I decided I was going to go and park up at South Mims Services. Quite a good place to perch, it is. Right by the A1. Yeah, you can get to places there normally. And I was looking for a job home. Or something like that. I weren't going to tramp. Thought, look for a job home. I'll sit and see. And I looked through the jobs. There was about 15, 20 jobs, but all back into London or going to Kent or just not going my way. Going Essex, going to the southwest. But there was one on there from Watford. It's about 20 mile away, 15, 20 mile away. Going to Wrexham. But the delivery to Wrexham was the next morning, Wednesday, which suited me because it meant I could take the goods home because it'd go past Northampton on the M1 and it would have been great. So I quoted on it. I quoted quite high, and what I did, I put the quote in, and then I phoned straight away and explained the situation, saying that I could pick it up within 40 minutes, half an hour, and it would go to my house. It was 2 cases for an events company, quite expensive stuff, and they were setting up, I think, a Christmas sort of theme market in the middle of Wrexham. Um, it was a Welsh name, but it's the indoor market in Wrexham, and they were setting us stand like setting all the Christmas stuff up. So he agreed. He agreed the money, which was great. I thought I'll split the job. I'll do the money to home. Whatever mileage is left, I'll put 80 pence on it for the next morning, and that's what will take out the actual total. So it's a great day when you do that. You've got 2 jobs, and you've got a job that takes you home, and you've got a job for the first thing in the morning. So it should have been delivered at 10:30 in the morning. We'll come to that in a minute. So pick the goods up, no problem. 2 cases, and made my way to Northampton. Thought great, going to get home about 3:15. Thought brilliant day. So I've done 9 hours and made target again, just about making target. And a job popped up, Northampton to Northampton, which was strange. No miles. And my curiosity got me. I thought, I bet it's helping load a van or something. My back, I don't really fancy doing that, but I will phone. I knew the company, and I knew where it was picking up from. I thought, I wonder if it is a delivery. And sure enough, they put no miles on it because it was 800 yards. It was going half a mile on the same industrial estate. And it was 11 boxes. No, it wasn't. It was 7 boxes. It was meant to be 11. It was 7 in the end. So they said, how far are you away? While I was on the phone, I hadn't put a quote in. I says, I'm literally 15 minutes tops, could be 10 minutes. I know exactly where the company is. They said, what sort of price are you looking for? I told them the price, my minimum charge. I still put minimum charge. And she went for it straight away. I would have dropped to fiver probably, thinking, because it was only doing less than a mile, and I was on my way home. But I had enough room in the van, because the 2 cases I'd got, they were small. They were like briefcase type things. So I'd got them strapped at the front of the bulkhead of the van, and went on this other job. It's not co-loading because the job is for the next day. The job was going to be direct. And I went to the company, picked these up, 7 boxes, took about 5 minutes. Pick them up the road to another big distribution company. I had a bit of a problem finding it, believe it, because the company it was 2 businesses in one building, and it was at the back. But found it in the end and dropped it off. The whole job was 20 minutes. Easy peasy. We said all that easy. But it made my day because I was over target that day, and I kept the money from the Wrexham job. I only took 30 quid out of it. The rest of it I put on for the next day, so I got a really good start. So as I left, I done my little job. I'm on my way home. I'm literally got to my door, and my phone went. It was from the shipper who I'd got the 2 cases on for, who says, I wonder if it was possible for you to take the 2 cases now, tonight, because they're working late and they'll have them off you. Which it wasn't, because I was home and I weren't tramping that night, and it was a 3-hour journey because the traffic going through up past Birmingham was going to be horrendous. So it wasn't possible, and we got some on. We got to pick the grandkids up. My wife was picking them up, and I was dropping them off from daughter. So I explained the reason. He said, it's not a problem. I said, I'll tell you what I can do. I can go up earlier, because I'll be up early anyway. I said, if you want them up there, I can get them up there for 9, 9:15. And he went, yeah, maybe. He says, it is 10:30. He says, but yeah, he says, I'll let the customer know. So we left it at that. So that day was a really good day, Tuesday. Again, over target. So it was consistent. 2 jobs, 3 jobs, it's same sort of thing. Wednesday 16th, I left the house early. I woke up early and I got up, took my tablets for the back, my painkillers, and set off. I thought, if I leave about 7:15, I'm going to catch Birmingham, Spaghetti Junction, smack on 8:15, 8:30, and I want to be up there before that. So I left my house at 6. It was still going to take me just under 2 and 3/4 hours to 3 hours, so it's still going to be 9 o'clock, and it was up till 10:30 I could deliver. So I left my house at 6. Two cases which I took out of the van and brought in the house, put them back in the van, and I missed the traffic in Birmingham. It's still quite heavy, and I was up there for 10 to 9. And I found the place again, a big indoor market where they're setting up all Christmas decorations and lights and whatever they're doing. And none of their guys were there, their company, who it was going to. But the whole operations manager of the whole of the shopping centre, who I spoke to, he says, that's no problem. He says, because I've already signed for two of their stuff, two of their items, because a couple of couriers have bought other stuff. He says, and they're happy for me to sign it. It goes in that secure pound with that them other two cases, and I can sign it, which I did. So I let the shipper know that what's up, what happens. All good. So I'm looking for a job. It's 9:15. I thought, you know what, I'll have something to eat. Went to Tesco, and which was in the centre. Very rare you get to Tesco, right in the centre of Wrexham, but it was right in the centre. Went and parked in there. Went and got something to eat, and looked around for jobs. And I decided I could be quite selective. So I waited. It's a dodgy area, Wrexham. It's sort of in the middle of that wilderness, North Wales, not quite high enough up. Deeside, Chester was north of me, Nantwich was east of me. And there was a job out of Deeside that popped up to Coventry, which was right up my street, right what I was interested in. And I quoted competitively. I didn't quote my highest limit, I didn't quote my lowest, but I quoted at the lower end because I've got really good money going up with a Wrexham job and got it. I phoned up after I quoted, which is what I tend to do. If it doesn't say e-quote only, I will phone as well. If it says e-quote only, I won't. You sort of respect the shipper, really. It probably gets on their nerves if people loads of phoning them. So, but if it's, if you can phone, I do. Explained I was not far away. It was on my way home. I could do him this price. Is that okay? He went, yep, go for it. That's great. Yep, that suits me. Still got a good rate for it. And I went to Coventry. And it was my side of Coventry. And when I say that, it was Northampton side of Coventry. So top end. It was near the airport, Coventry Airport. One small box. And I mean, it was like that. So that was piece of piss. And I was in Coventry by 2:15. Probably before that, actually. It was before that. It was before 2. Because I left Coventry at 2:15. I got a decision to make then. I got good money again. I'd hit my target again. So I could have waited. Coventry, there was going to be a jobs coming up. Do I make a big day of it and go for it? But I hadn't seen my auntie. I've got a sick auntie, bless her. She's not very well. A son and daughter live away. Her husband passed away in COVID, very first week of COVID. And she's suffered ill health for a while. So we sort of pop in, me and my wife, a couple of friends. And I hadn't seen her because of my back. I hadn't seen her for about 8-10 days. And I put her address in. She's the west of Northampton, so Coventry side. And it was 25 mile away. And I thought, do you know what? I'll just go to my auntie's. I'll keep the feed on. But unless it's going to Northampton, I'll go and see my auntie. So I did. I had an afternoon off. I finished at 3. I was at my auntie's 10 to 3, 5 to 3, finished. And there was jobs on there. I could have got a job from Northampton, Chipping Norton, Northampton, somewhere else. But I thought, nah, I'm not going to bother. That's it. So I decided then I'll turn the feed off. I turned it off. I didn't take any notifications. I sat with my auntie for about 2 hours. Great. And that's the flexibility of being a courier, working for yourself. You can do these things. You can say, no, knock it on the head. You're not tied to a 9 till 5. You're not tied. Someone telling you, this is how you do it. This is what you do. You can't do this. That's what I love about the job, the flexibility. And literally loved it. Had an afternoon off, got home, sorted some dinner out for a good lady, and I hadn't got nothing booked in for Thursday, which is the first time I hadn't got nothing booked in for about, I don't know, a couple of weeks. But I weren't bothered. I thought, I'll put something, I ain't really fussed, whatever it is. So that was Wednesday. So I had 3 good days, all consistent days. Thursday, woke up. I always wake up early, just do. And I got a cup of tea. Had a cup of tea in bed, got the wife a cup of tea, and then I put the feed on, and nothing was on there. I thought, I'll go and get a shower. It was about 7 o'clock. Go and get a shower, shave, and get dressed. I'll just tiddle around and see what's about. So I did. I went and sorted myself out. I left the phone on the bed, and I come out of the shower, I sorted myself out, popped my head round from the ensuite, and my wife said, "Oh, your phone's gone a couple of times." I said, "Oh, it's perhaps jobs." And it was a job from a YouTuber who does brilliant YouTubes, James at Freddie Fletcher. So if you want to go to his site, Freddie Fletcher, just click on his site, subscribe to him because he's a shipper and a driver. So he does the best of both, and he does some really interesting videos. And it was a job he put on there from Wellingborough, which is 9 miles from me, to Ashbourne and Wolverhampton. And it was to a comms tower to deliver boxes to a communications towers, which is James does quite a lot of work with. So he gave me the job. Brilliant. He was happy he got the job covered, and he knew it that hopefully I was going to do a good job, which hopefully I did, because I picked the item up half hour after he gave me the job, and the weather was pants. It was pants all the way up the M1, up the 50 across to Ashbourne. It just rained, and it was heavy rain. And I managed to get into Ashbourne. It was undercover. I could pick up from, put the other box on, 2 boxes. But when I delivered to Wolverhampton, to a comms tower right near the M54, it had stopped. And the guys were up the top of the tower. They were up, got ropes and gone up. But there was one guy down the bottom who took the parcels. So that was good. No issues at all. I kept communicating with James, just didn't know what was going on. Hope he's happy with what I'd done. So it's all good. And I was looking for a job then, and where the comms tower was, it was right near a garage with a Greggs services. And I decided I went and got a coffee in Greggs, got a sausage roll, come back. There was jobs again. I'm looking to get back towards home. And I did, because I picked a job up from Tamworth to Daventry. In fact, it was a village. It was a garden centre outside of Daventry, about 5 miles my side of Daventry, so near Northampton. And I picked the job up. But it wasn't picking up for an hour and a half. I put goodish money on it, don't get me wrong, but with the hour and a half wait, you sort of lose that hour and a half. But I weren't fussed because I just fancied chilling. I drove to Tamworth after I got coffee and that, parked outside. It was a distribution centre. It was going to be a pallet going to a garden centre. And it was all loose items on my sheet, but they'd wrapped it on a pallet and it fitted in my van. And I picked it up. It says 2 o'clock pickup, but could be ready at 1:30. I went at 1:25 and it was ready. So that was great. Picked that up, took it to a garden centre in Preston Capes. I think that rings a bell, near Daventry. Very small garden centre, and it was just a few bits from. And they've got a forklift. Thank God for that. Because I was thinking, I hope they've got. I just thought they perhaps haven't got a forklift, but they did have. So it all come off. So that was good. And again, I'm near home. Same thing, couple of jobs. I didn't hit target that day. I was a few quid short. But because I didn't target the first 3 days, I thought, you know what, that'll do. I ain't going to get nothing out of Daventry. And I was home by 4. So I started at 8, did 8 hours a day. So it's been a real consistent, just steady week so far. Then we come to Friday, Thursday. I booked a job in Friday morning, and I decided it was going to be local stuff because Friday is Friday. You want to get home. So I didn't want to be travelling 100 miles from home, hoping I'll get a job back. You probably would do, but it's a risk on a Friday. So I booked a job in Kettering to Leicester, and I put in really good rate. Small job, more money on the job. Longer mileage, you drop your rate down a little bit because it's just mileage. And I got it. And it was picking up 5 tubs of ink. There was printed ink, but they were in boxes. Nice and easy. Picked up Kettering, 8:30. I left my house. I picked up at 8:15, left my house at 7:30. Trundled over there, picked it up, dropped it in Leicester before 9 o'clock. And good money. And Friday, the in Leicester, it was pinging. And I decided I was just going to be staying local or localish, no more than 40 miles from Northampton. A job popped up Leicester to Birmingham. I quoted on Leicester to Coventry. And then there was one Leicester, and I was only 3 miles from it to Bicester, which is back past Northampton and 30 miles the other way. So I quoted good money on that, over £1 a mile. Well, just over £1 a mile, and got it. Phoned up and got it. He says, that's brilliant. He says, it's for a forklift. It's a part for a forklift. The engineer's on site at a big shopping supermarket, and he can't do any more without getting this part. So he needs it in a hurry. So I was closest to it, even though my price was more expensive than someone else. He was half an hour, 45 minutes away. I picked up in 10 minutes. Got the job. So I went to Bicester, and all good. Pulled on their loading dock, good directions from the shipper, and unloaded it. Then I'm just looking for a job. I'm looking for two more small jobs that will get me over my weekly target. I thought if I can get a couple of I needed 75 quid more to hit 1,000. So I was like looking for a couple of little jobs or one good job. But in Bicester, I was only 30 odd mile from home. So I was perhaps get one job if I was lucky. But a job popped up there, Abingdon, which was best part of 18 mile, I think I was, 20 miles from it, going to Milton Keynes, which is even closer to home. So I quoted on that. Good rate again. I still weren't going to hit target. I was still going to be under target. But I was getting closer to target, and I thought I'll be finished here if I get this job. And there was no drivers close in Abingdon, not small van drivers. There was a couple of long wheelbase vans and a couple of Lutons. So I quoted and phoned, and it's a shipper I worked quite a lot with, and got that job. Brilliant. I thought that'll do me. That's my week done. So it goes to Abingdon, goes to the company. I'd been to this company before. I knew it was going to be light stuff. Really nice people there. Backed on. He came out straight away. See, he says, can I ask you a favour? He says, if I phone your office, he says, would you be able to do another drop for us? And my heart sank because I thought, oh, Jesus, where's he want this to go? Because Milton Keynes is 15 miles from home. I'm done. So if he says London or something, I'm going to have to say, I'm sorry, mate, I can't. He said Silverstone. Well, Toaster, which is even better. I'm going to get more money and I'm going to go to Toaster, then go to Milton Keynes. And Toaster's not that far out of my way. And I said, yeah. I says, if you can contact the office, I'm quite happy to do it. So he did. He brought the phone out and gave the phone to me. And I spoke to the lady in the office. She says, are you okay to do this second job? I said, yeah. She says, just answer yes or no. Is the customer still with you? I said, yes. She says, well, I'll phone you in about half an hour when you're on the road and we'll work out, we'll have more money on for you. I said, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. No worries. So I give him back the phone. He was chuffed to bits. And he says, can you go to this place first in Toaster, then do Milton Keynes, which was fine, didn't bother me. So that's what we did. Loaded it up. He got his PODs and all that. I said, it's going direct, it'll be there. And it took me an hour to get a Toaster from Abingdon, just over an hour. It was a lot of traffic on 34. And on the way, got a phone call. No, I did Toaster. I'd just done Toaster, put it through, and then put the other one on with the job. So it looked as though I'd finished the job. So I phoned them and said, look, I haven't finished the job. I've still got Milton Keynes to do. I've just done Toaster, but you haven't put the second drop on this one. I said, you put it in the address, but you haven't put it on when we fill the form in, the POD. She said, oh, I'm really sorry. She says, oh, we've got to sort some money out. She says, what sort of money do you want extra? I says, well, would £30 be all right? I says, I'm doing a extra drop and I'm going a few miles out my way. She said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. She says, now you've done the POD, can you put it on and put it that you've agreed it with me? It's all agreed and confirmed, and that's fine. And then put the attachments to the next PODs on the attachments, which is exactly what I did. And I went to Milton Keynes. And the thing about the Milton Keynes one, it was Newport Pagnell, near Newport Pagnell. And it was even closer to my house. It was only 12 and a half miles away. So I had a great Friday because that 30 quid took me over target by a pound. My figures for last week, I did 1,335 miles, which is less than what I normally do for me. I normally average about 1,500 looking back. Yeah, I did 1,800 one week. I do a fair few mileage. But I did 1,335 miles over 5 days. So less than 250, 275 miles a day, which is great. Every day was pretty consistent. Every day was 2 or 3 jobs, and I did £1,001. Talk about go for your target, and which worked out 75 pence every single mile. Every single mile I drove was 75 pence. All the dead miles included, everything. And I worked 45 hours, so 9 hours a day. Yeah, 9 5 45. And I did 35 hours driving, which is 7 hours a day. With that, it worked out 1201 with that, which you take off 9%, which is 108 for the government, and the 11% is for me. So it works out at £1,093. And I've had a consistent, steady week. I haven't been rushed. I haven't had a load of aggro. I've had the earliest start I had was 2 6 o'clocks. And I've had a couple of 7:30s and 8 o'clock, and I've been home. The latest I've been home is 5 o'clock. I've been home 4:30, 3 o'clock, 3:30. So it's been a nice steady week, consistently steady. So that's my week. I'm going to do a video. It's funny, someone asked me, what's your worst day and what's your best day, and, what sort of days do you look at? And I ain't going to do on this video because this is the week of the life of, but I'm going to put a video out next week, sometime early in the week, and I classify 5 types of days on the CX for me. For me, this is. So that will come out sometime next week. So everything else has been good. There's lots of YouTubers put videos out this week, and they're all pretty positive. My good friend Dave at Anvil Logistics, he's having a bit of a shocker because his big van's off the road and he's in what he calls a noddy van. Mate, noddy vans make money, Dave. But it just don't suit him. He can't wait to get back in his big van. I've chatted with Neil at Neptune's. He's doing okay. He's had a couple of mega days, he reckons. And I also spoke with John at Tallman Small Van, which he's back in. And he seems to have had a steady week. Who else I chatted to? Can't think now. I think that's about it. But yeah, there's a lot of YouTube videos, so look out for them. Subscribe to them because they've caught me up now. They're over 500 subscribers. They edit theirs. They do it all professional. And I can't. I'm not. They're gifted. I'm just who I am, unedited, rough as it comes, and it's just honest. It's what works for me. If you've got any questions, please ask, and I will answer them. I will try to answer them. Someone asked me if I could have my phone number. I don't give my phone number out, as in a general, put it on my site, because I don't want loads of people phoning me. But if you want to give me your number, put your number on there, I'll privately phone you, and then you've got my number. A couple of guys have done that, and it's worked out, and I've tried to help them, give them a little bit of advice. So, it's been a good week. Next week, I'm hoping, touching wood, to do 5 days. I've got to get back Thursday quite early, so Thursday won't be a very long day. But I haven't got nothing booked in yet for Monday. I didn't really look Friday. I finished. I don't know why. I didn't even look at the feed, and I looked this morning. There's nothing on there for me Monday, but you never know. Also, quickly, fuel. I've rambled on for 28 minutes. Jeez, my fuel's dropping. It's dropped 10 pence over the last 2 weeks. My diesel, which now takes it. I'm at 140 plus VAT, so 168. My fuel is at the minute. I know some guys are cheaper, and some guys in the WhatsApp group I'm in, Scotland, it's cheaper, and we're all getting the fuel about the same price. So hopefully for you guys, fuel will come down. But anyway, it's Saturday afternoon. The rugby's on in a minute. England and All Blacks. Going to be a real tough game. Back on it swimming in the morning with 2 grandkids again, 6 and 5. We've got them both staying tonight as well. So just listen to the piece because it will be shattered soon. Anyway, hope you're all doing all right, and we'll speak next week.